You definitely don't think of Boston as the first place you'd be able to have a ski team. There aren't any mountains particularly close by, and especially for cross-country skiing, you usually think of Vermont or somewhere with lots of farms and rolling hills. So it's definitely unordinary for sure. And so we actually practice at a golf course about 20 minutes away from here. But we're lucky that Boston's one of the only real big cities on the East Coast where you can actually have a decent cross-country skiing area within driving distance. So in that sense, we're definitely blessed.
It's definitely tough. It's kind of a miracle that we can even ski here at Harvard, but it's definitely a credit to where we ski. We ski at Weston Ski Track, which is in the suburbs, and it's a golf course, and they can actually make snow. So it's man-made snow, and when it gets cold enough, they can sort of blow snow onto the course, and that honestly is what gives us the ability to ski.
We're about an hour and a half drive from any decent ski area. So during January it's okay because we can travel basically all week to wherever we want in New England. But as soon as we're back in class, it makes it really difficult to get to any decent training. So what we end up doing is leave at a couple minutes before 6 in the morning, drive up to southern New Hampshire, train for an hour and a half or so, maybe 2 hours, and then drive back for 11 o'clock class.
I think the people on the team really make it into a positive. Even if we're stuck in a van for 2 hours, you're stuck in the van with some of your best friends on campus, and it's always a lot of fun actually. And you get to hang out with a lot of people who you wouldn't spend time with otherwise. You can meet people from different years, which is a really big bonus, and it's really nice. So far in my college experience, they have completely shaped it, and it's probably the best group of people that I know on campus. Lots of fun, really different personalities, but we all work together really well, and the team dynamic is really fun.
Cross-country skiing is really an all-terrain sport, and so there's lots of hills usually on the courses we race on, some pretty steep downhills, some pretty monstrous uphills, but that's not exactly the terrain you find pretty close to Boston, so our coaches have to be very very strategic about where they can get those workouts in. So whether that's a hill out in a suburb that we do repeats of, or doing a workout in the stadium in the fall, or being as strategic as they can to really be creative with that is definitely a challenge on their part.
I mean, being in Boston, having training so far away makes it tough for us to compete with some of the teams that have ski areas on their campuses. For example, Dartmouth or Middlebury, and even schools like UVM and UNH. Their home hills are more or less in their backyard. So not having easy access to training can be tough. But I think in some ways it draws us closer together as a team, just because we can bond over the fact that we have to work that much harder to get any sort of training in, and that we spend hours upon hours together in the van.
A big part of what I'm going to look back on is the team. I think results are cool, and making it to NCAAs last year or making it this year is really amazing, and it's a fun experience. But honestly, the most special part of my experience has been the teammates, and even teammates who have graduated already. I love talking to them, I'm still in contact with them, they're still some of my best friends, and so I think that that link is something that will be around forever and will be something that I cherish way after I'm gone from Harvard. And also I think with those people, sort of taking away a love of skiing. So even if you don't ski professionally or even race, skiing for fun, I think, is something that we do as a team now, and I think will carry over to the rest of our lives.